You're watching Hidden Coast Surf, Surfing Demystified, providing private surf coaching in Nasara, Costa Rica. Please go to hiddencoastsurf.com for details. Hello everybody and welcome to Hidden Coast Surfing Demystified. What we're going to be talking about today is angling the takeoff, okay? And not only angling the takeoff, we're going to be talking about how much and when do I need to angle so that I can successfully get my board pointing down the line, cruising along on my left hand here. Can everybody understand this diagram here? We've got the braking section of the wave here, the open section of the wave here, and it's diminishing as we go off down the line, and this is, from the surfer's point of view, a left-hander, okay? This video is really good for those of you who have got to a point where you are managing to start surfing down the line of the wave, okay? And maybe it is not quite as consistent as you would like it to be. The usual reason for this is the angled takeoff, okay? The angled takeoff is the basic setup for how often and how successfully you're going to end up trimming down the line of any given wave, okay? And because no two waves are alike, we have to look at how much and when we angle our takeoff. So typically, most people will start catching unbroken waves and they'll drop down into the flats like this, and then this broken section will come across and they will be left back in the white water, okay? Eventually people start dropping in and going, okay, well I'm going to start thinking about turning my board and actually getting up and out onto the wave face like that, all right? The problem here is we burn all our speed here, okay? Think of this as I want you to think of this as like the whirlpool of broken dreams, the well of despair. If we want to get going down the line, especially as intermediate surfers, this really should be seen as a no-go zone. Not in all of surfing, okay? Further down the line, when we're more experienced at surfing, we're going to use this part of the wave a lot more. But as intermediate surfers, just learning how to get our board going down the line, we definitely want to see this as a no-go area, okay? So eventually, what we learn is that as we're paddling into the wave, we want to start looking, leaning and paddling in the direction we want to go, so that we, rather than dropping down the wave like this, we end up with a progressive, nice drawn out line that takes us down like that, okay? So rather than dropping down straight, rather than dropping down all the way to the bottom part and then trying to turn, we never reach the bottom of the wave because we start looking, leaning and paddling before ever that happens. The danger here is that we can over-angle as well. We can end up coming off the back of the wave and angling too much. So what we're going to look at today, what this video is going to show and what we're going to talk about is what are we looking for in the wave that can inform us as how much and when we need to angle our takeoff. We're going to look at two different factors that inform us of how much and when we need to angle. The first one is position, okay? Where am I on the wave as I paddle in? And the second one is the wave shape. What does the wave look like, okay? So the wave itself, what does it look like as it builds and as it's going to break? And we're going to go through each one individually. The first one is positioning, okay? Where am I when I'm paddling into the wave? How close am I to the white water here, or how far away am I? If I'm close to the white water, this is what we call a deep takeoff. And if I'm very, very far off down the line with the white water far away from me, this is called a wide takeoff, okay? So let's have a look at that first of all. So positioning. If I'm paddling in here, okay, and I'm paddling in what we call like a deep takeoff, I need to angle more and earlier to make sure I get going down the line. The danger here is we're going to drop down. If we don't angle enough, we're going to drop down too low and end up in this no-go zone here where it saps all your speed away. Think of this as like a curtain of white water is going to come across and we'll be left back in the white water, unable to actually make up the ground to get down the line. The other extreme is I paddle into the wave at a very wide point, okay? So if I paddle into the wave here, that means that I'm going to angle less and later, because the danger here is if I angle too much, I'm going to actually steer myself off the back of the wave and end up having it go off without me. So either way, the wave is going to go off without you if you don't do the appropriate amount of angle for the given situation. So think about that. If you are near and close to the steep part of the wave where the white water, near where the white water is, we're going to angle more and we're going to angle earlier. If I'm way out on the shoulder here, doing what we call a wide takeoff, I'm going to angle less and later. And so the other thing we're going to talk about is the wave shape. Okay, so here what I've basically drawn pretty crudely is just two waves of a very kind of different shape. Specifically what I mean here is the tapered nature of the top wave up here, and then the more kind of like boxy square appearance of the wave below down here. Now, this wave will peel, as in the curtain of white water will move across this wave faster than it will this wave here. So waves that have a particular kind of tapered appearance will peel slower than waves that have a more boxy appearance. Nice way to think about it is if you think about the horizon line. Imagine this is the horizon line at the top here. Ooh, bit of a wobbly line there. And how similar is the horizon line to the top line of the wave, okay? If it's significantly different, either wave is tapered, that's going to move slowly. So that's going to be a slow peeling wave, and this is going to be a fast peeling wave. So this is a great bit of footage here where you can see this surfer paddles in pretty straight on what appears to be a fairly boxy, square-looking wave, i.e. not very tapered. And as this wave starts to peel, you can see it starts to peel pretty quickly. And very quickly we can see that if this surfer wants to stay out on the open face of the wave, then the angled takeoff probably needed to come a little earlier. But what's really interesting is you can see how the wave starts to taper off much more, and correspondingly the peel speed starts to reduce as well right now. So, no points for guessing how much or whether you want to angle more on one wave versus the other. The answer is we've got to angle more and sooner on a faster wave and less and later on a slower wave, okay? The reason why is because if we angle aggressively on a wave like this and really sort of like get ourselves going down the line, very quickly you can see the wave runs out of steepness, all right? And you start to get this sort of slackening feeling, the wave's really not very pushing you very fast. Your board, especially if it's a big board, will outrun the wave very quickly and will come off the back of the wave. The danger on the fast wave is that we're not going to angle enough and we're going to drop to the bottom, and this curtain of white water is going to go past us very quickly, leaving us stuck in the white water down here, okay? So boxy, square-shaped waves, we angle more and sooner, okay? Slower waves that have the appearance that's tapered like this, we angle later and less.